Hey everyone, so we're looking at today 4.4 changes in Latin America and Canada. Well, goodness. Here we go. All right, so let's start again. Changes in Latin America and Canada. So this is Latin America. Latin America is all this here in the pink. It's Mexico all the way down to the very tip of South America. So Uruguay, Chile, and Costa Rica and Colombia developed some form of democracy. Often the states warred with one another over territorial disputes and access to natural resources. Mexico's struggle resembled that of other countries in Latin America. The young country tried in vain to overcome economic and political instability. The Mexican-American War resulted in Mexico losing a large section of its territory to the victorious United States. This war happened between 1846 and 1848. Under the leadership of Louis Napoleon Bonaparte, France forced Mexico to submit to a foreign ruler during the 1860s. Archduke Ferdinand Maximilian of Austria served as a puppet ruler for Bonaparte. However, this foreign rule ended in 1867 when the Mexican government regained power, then tried and executed Maximilian. Mexicans elected Porfirio Diaz in 1876 based on his promises of a constitutional democracy and prosperity. He transformed his government into a dictatorship. People elected Francisco Madero in 1911, but he was assassinated 2 years later. Civil war followed, and an estimated 900,000 people died in the fighting. Assassinations and revolutions continued to prolong Mexico's struggle for democracy. Looking at Canada. The pacifying of colonists in Canada proved to be short-lived. In 1830, let me back up. Canada began as a French colony. The British won this vast territory because of their victory in the 7 Years' War, which is what it was known as in England or in Europe, but in America it was known as the French and Indian War. To maintain the loyalty of the French Canadians, the British passed the Quebec Act in 1774 and granted them many rights, including the freedom to practice Roman Catholicism. While this pleased the French Canadians, it alarmed American colonists and played a role in their eventual war for independence. The pacifying of colonists in Canada proved to be short-lived. In 1837, rebellions against the British government occurred throughout Canada. British forces defeated the rebels and arrested hundreds of Canadians. The British government sent Lord Durham to investigate the rebellions. He examined the situation in Canada and returned to Britain with a report. He recommended that Parliament grant the Canadians the right to govern themselves in domestic matters while Britain would control foreign dealings. He also recommended that Parliament unite the Canadian provinces. Parliament accepted the second recommendation and made this formal act with the Act of Union in 1840. The British North America Act in 1867 created the Dominion of Canada with 4 provinces: Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia. The government established the province of Manitoba in 1870. British Columbia and Prince Edward Island became provinces in the 1870s. In 1905, Alberta and Saskatchewan also became provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador became the 10th province to join the Canadian Conference in 1949. In theory, the constitutional monarchy governs Canada. In fact, the British Crown serves as a merely symbolic head of government. The federal and provincial governments wield the actual power to govern. An elected House of Commons and an appointed Senate provide the Canadians with representation, excuse me. The party with the majority of seats in the House of Commons retains the legislative power to govern. To strengthen its influence, the party in power nominates its supporters as senators. The influence of the Senate become more noticeable when a new party wins the majority of seats. Then the ruling party nominates new senators to replace those appointed by the previous administration. All right, and that's the end of our notes for today. So Miss Donna has the rest of your instructions. Y'all have a good rest of your day.